second playtest of 2D6 Void, and there are some changes which I'm going to go over once we've made sure we've got the stream up. Be a slightly different approach to the layout today for the stream, so let's get this. Here we go. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. How's that sounding? How's that sound? Sounds all right. Here we go. All right. So, last stream we did a little bit here. Hello, Mark. I think I saw an email come in, but I haven't read it yet. Hopefully there was nothing too major. But we've got, I'm doing a 0.74, which hasn't been released yet, but it's got a few other changes, which I will briefly go over. But I'll also go over some of the changes to the rules, which I've implemented since the playtest, since other people have been playtesting it as well. So we did a little exploration last time, and that's with a character called Logan Rogers. Now I've rewritten out the sheet, the character, to save me having to make it in this game and in this session, so I can just dive straight in. And there are some differences. Immediately, let's go over these quickly. So we've got an ammo column now. We've got a baseline, HP baseline there as well. We've also got changed the stim to it was medical stim. It's now stim type. And we've also got credits section here. So a few changes to the character sheet going on there. Nico, how you doing? Yeah, so we've got this. So we've got this character. I've also pointed out some of the room levels slightly larger for ease of streaming. That's just the room levels and the incidents, interruptions, and unexpected events table. So they're there for easy use. I will keep those available to this side. I've also got my tablet today. So we have a slightly different approach because the book is quite thick. I have had an issue last time because the staples wouldn't go all the way through. It wasn't folding properly. So I thought, well, let's try the tablet. I don't usually do this. So it's a bit of an experiment, but it's going to allow me to keep up to date, so to speak, rather than to keep printing them out as I play test it. Now, there are a couple of key changes actually to this version 0.73, which I tested using. This is actually 0.74. So there's a couple of extra bits in here, but this 0.74 isn't quite fully updated yet. So there are a couple of things that need to go into it. Now there's a couple of bits and pieces here. We've got deflection rolls. So when you shoot, you establish a shot, and then each person gets a deflection roll. Kind of like your old-fashioned armor roll, to see whether any of your interrupts have affected it. There was a couple of reasons why I've changed this. Before, the shot roll was just the main roll, and it'd be one shot for range combat. But it meant that certain rolls, they would be good for shooting, but poor for interrupts. And it affected the frequency of that, and it isn't immediately obvious at first hand, but then when we were playing through it and getting some feedback, it became clear that I needed a second roll. Oh, there is a bit of a repetition here on the page I've seen already. I'll note that down. 28 repetition bottom. Right, okay. There are also one or two different things. Well, for the ladders, we've now got ladders that we use rather than stairs, because the levels are also connected by a main elevator shaft, but you do not have access to that. So you're going down the service ladders, if you like. So the ladders replace stairs, and that is just simply a it's just basically two circles and a line connected to create the ladder look, which it should be in here somewhere, but we're not too worried about looking at that at the moment. Here, the ladder icon is here on the page, and not really too many other things that need mentioning at the moment, so we're just going to get into it. Oh, one other main thing, I've changed the size of the map. So now the void map is, rather than 17 by 25, it's 17 by 28, just to give it a little bit more height, and so maybe you can fit in a couple more rooms. It's about judging the balance. How many items do you find? How many monsters do you fight? How many monsters do you kill by shooting? So we want to up that slightly, and that will be by increasing the size of the level, and that is also reflected in the map. So we've got, and then all the other bits here, and then when we'll have the tables, and they're there when I need them. So in fact, I could go to the index at the back here. There we go, and we'll leave that to one side for the moment. Okay. So we have, that's the old map. Swinging by for a few minutes. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Is that Frank? I think it is, isn't it? Right, so we've got a date on there, 29th. Let's put a date on here. It's the 3rd of the 2nd, 26, level 1, and the character's name is Logan Rogers. Yes, of course it's Frank. Good to see you. Right, so we have put that over there. All right, let's put an entrance area down here, and then we're going to roll for the size. That's quite big. It needs to be no bigger than 12. Let's just check. Like, that's what I put in, or was it 9? Did I put in 9? Let's have a quick check. And exploring. We've got a chamfer the corners, no more than 12. So we need to reduce that down. I'm just going to make it a 9 just for the moment. Make it a square. So hopefully you can see the map okay there, based upon. I'm going to just put some chamfers. Now for the chamfers, I'm taking the halfway point of the square and just connecting them up like that when I know where the wall is, and then connecting up the dots. Now clearly I put it in the wrong place. Let's put it. We've got here and here. So again, like with dungeon, the first room doesn't have any encounter, just to get you going. It's something I might change for some of the other levels. The first room you may well encounter something, we'll see. It might be an optional change. Right. There we go. All right. So there's our first room in this now a longer map. And I'm going to go left and roll for the room this side. So that is a 4x4. It's a double. So we roll it again. So it's a 10 by 5. All right. Let's just squeeze it into this corner. And put it in there like this, and we'll have it. And how many exits? It's a dead end. It is a dead end. Look at that. Okay. Oh, and let's put the chamfers. I will forever forget having drawn so many dungeon maps. I'm just doing the chamfers. You can do them up against the wall if you want to. I'm just not doing that at the moment. All right. Okay. What's in this room? This dead end room. Now remember, I printed out the larger maps. Let's roll 2d6. A d66, I should say. Where's my? There it is. Yellow first. 61. So, that's the interruptions. Let's do the rooms. Just stacked in there. Alright, Dark Annex. Oh my word. The lights above are smashed, and from the darkness lurches a crazed scythe beast. It has an additional 2 HP. Afterwards you realise one of your rations was contaminated by the alien. Alright. We'll deal with that after. I haven't put the number of rations on here. We start with 3 rations. Hey Daniel, how you doing? Okay. Let's put this in. Let's put this on the map. This is a savage way to start. The Scythe Beast, I think, is probably the toughest. Dark Annex. Right, because of the way you had to fit it in, it was a normal size room as well. Size. So I'm going to just do some. Let's do some darkness around here. So this is. You can't see into the corners. And it says it's an annex, which kind of makes sense because it's separated and it's a dead end basically. So we could die in the first room, which would be quite funny. Let's do this Scythe Beast and have a look at this critter. Now I do have the medical stim. Scythe Beast. Right. These guys are hard. It's probably the highest form of animal creature, I think. Right, it's got 12 HP. Put a 12 there compared to my 10. And let's put my character in here. Hopefully you can see that. The Scythe Beast here. And the tracker up there. Although we could go to the side a bit there. We're okay. Got the Scythe Beast there and the tracker above it. And I've got a little bit down here where I can keep track of the scores. So, let's have a look. We are at the edge of the map, so we can't shoot at risk of damaging the hull and killing everybody. So I can't fire my gun, unfortunately, which would have been really handy in this situation. It doesn't have a ranged weapon, so it wouldn't have fired back, which is a shame. Now, I have obviously been the first room, I don't really have anything. So, extra HP, yep, you're right. Thank you for that. Thank you, Daniel. So remember, it's now got 14, and that was because of the Dark Annex effect. It's crazed and it has kind of, it's invigored. It has a higher HP. All right. Now, let's see how this goes. Here we are. So it has a blade collar on primary 1s, 4s and 6s. My primaries aren't any of those, so its interrupt doesn't affect me, which is one good thing. And then it has 2 potential attacks. I have, which are primary 2s and primary 4s, and my dice set blocks primary 5s. Okay, so we aren't going to be able to block any of the damage. Alright, here we go then. First attack, a 5-1, which is a conductive pound. I swing my electro hammer to catch this ugly looking beastie in the side of the jaw, because I can turn that to a 2, which gives me the d6 plus 1. Now let's give this a go. These savage creatures crawl through the tunnels and vents, hunting down vermin. Genetically engineered killers, they have scythe-like arms that not only skewer prey but also help it climb. Okay, here we go. Oh! The dice gods. Right, I get +1, so that's 2 off it. That is not good. So it's down to 12. Right, it has a go. It has an attack. Remember, it's got these 2 here. It rolls a 6-3, which it cannot shift to, which is fantastic. Round 2. Oh, man. 1-1. And I miss. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. It could have been nice if it had been his mishap. Now, I don't actually get a mishap, so to speak, but it misses. Right, the beastie's turn. 6-6. Can you believe it? Can you actually believe what you just saw then? Double 6. The beast thrusts both sides at you. And does d6 damage. Oh, man. I wasn't wrong about dying in that first room. Here we go. 4 damage. Alright. Down to 6. That is not good. Alright. Round 3. Pretty unlucky so far. Here we go. 6-1. I can shift that to 5 and a 2, which allows me to do the conductive pound. d6 plus 1. Oh, yes. 7 points of damage, taking it down to 5 points of damage. That is what I needed. Funny how these things turn. Alright, so the beast can have a go. 4-1. Ah, it does a wild kick. I don't block any of the damage, unfortunately. It does d6 minus 2. So it can't kill me this round, but if it does any serious amount of damage, then I'm going to probably use my medical stim. Let's try this. 2. So does no damage. It deflects off me and block it. All right, round 4. Right now we are going into a. Oh yeah, let's just check that. I hadn't done. Nigel! How are you doing? Sorry I missed you there. Sorry, Nigel. Again, you are the one that seems to have the chat thing. Sorry, I can't stay. I'm in the office, but Nigel messaged me and said you can't. Yes. Thanks, David. Appreciate you flying on there, Mr. Admin. Good work. Nigel, I see you now. I see you. Okay, here we go. I've got to get into the habit of doing that, clicking that thing. And wish it would just do it automatically. Okay, here we go. Hi guys. Quick Kristen, not really. No, this is the first room, and we're having an epic fight with the Scythe Beast that's taking me down to 6 points. It's now round 4. It has 5 left. Here we go. I roll a 6-5. I have got I've got 3 shift. Ah man, I can shift that down to 5, and that down to 3, but it's not enough. Not enough to do the conductive pound again. Right, so it attacks. 4-6. It has a 4-1 and a 2-3. It can't do it. It misses as well. Up to round 5. I knew this was going to be epic, this one. Here we go. Come on. Oh! No. I just cannot believe I've rolled two double ones. That is shocking. That is a miss. Alright, now it is go. 5-5. Can do 1. It's got +2, so it's got 3. It can't do it. It misses as well. Okay, so that's the maximum. 3. And after this turn, any movement-based interrupts become null and void, but he doesn't have a movement-based. He has an armor-based. Okay, so let's do this. Come on. 4-4. We have 5. Now we should, yep, we can switch that to the spinning uppercut. Let's do it. All right, so I need, that is d6 +1. I need a 4 or higher on here to kill it. 3 + 1 is 4 damage. Takes it down to 1. This game is cruel. I should be able to weather one more hit though. 6-4 it rolls. It can do that down to, it's got 4 shift. Can do that down to 3, but it can't do that. We can do that down to 2. Nope, it can't hit. Very lucky. And then my go is 2-3, which is an exact strike. So I do that damage plus the shift damage, which is d6 +4, which means 8 damage, and it is dead. -7 it dies on. Okay, wow. Okay, that was a massive fight. Let's have a look at what we've got here. We are down to 6 health, which is questionable, but just on the limit of one hit. We go up to 28 XP, which is very nice. And there is no treasure with this one. But on the room, we have Dark Annex. Afterwards, you realise one of the rations was contaminated by the alien. So one of my rations is contaminated, which takes it down to 2. Alright. Okay. Right then, let's remove this stuff. And look at the map again. Here we go. We are going back into this room here, and then we're going to go up. No, we'll go right. +5 +6. So it may be more. Maybe more. It doesn't matter. Jeff. Good to see you, my friend. Just glad you're here. I know the time's a bit different, but this is all about just me grabbing the opportunity to test the game rather than being more absorbed into designing and writing over there. Right, so we're going to go right. I'm using 0.74. You may have seen the email, Jeff. I've enlarged the map slightly, added a few things. This version is not available yet. 0.73 is available. 7.4 will be available probably tomorrow or the next day. But 7.3 had all the major changes in it, so we're good. Right, gonna go right here. Oh no, that's not the ones we want. We want these ones. Okay, so we get a 2x1 corridor. So that's 1, 2. How many exits? 2 exits. Okay, we'll have one at the end. We'll do one here. Where's my eraser gone? Let's do one here. And one at the end. Just like that. We'll leave it just like that. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, it is. Thanks to you and all the other guys doing the testing. I really appreciate it. Some fantastic feedback. We've had about 4 or 5 testers give me some feedback. If you want to test, just email me at toby@drgames.co.uk. I'll send you a test, the latest file. I don't recommend printing it out necessarily, but using it off your tablet, definitely, because I'll be updating over the next couple of weeks as we play test it more. Right, we're going to go into this corner here. Now, we have got 6x4, so we will go fully up to the wall again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then how many exits? 2 exits, which means it can only be 1. So I'm going to put the exit in here. And then bring that across here. Now, what is in this room? We have got... I've printed them out larger to make it easier. Let's roll it here. We've got 25. Testing pit. There is a recessed metal pit here. Above the pit hangs a thrashing, spinning saw from a chain. Okay. Probably could. Above from a chain hangs a thrashing, spinning saw. Would probably be better. Let me just make a note of that. All right, so it's kind of thrashing around. We've got this recessed pit here. It's a location. Maybe they test the durability of certain things. You know, they have to go through, you know, like bits of hull and combat drones and stuff like that. Roll a d6. If it matches any of your armor dice sets, then you avoid d3 damage. Also, roll on IAUT1. Okay, so I've gone in and it's kind of spinning around off a chain here. This kind of saw that's there and it's spinning. It's kind of a crazy thing, but quite fun. And let's roll a d6. I need to roll a 5 to avoid 2d6 to avoid some damage here. Test pit, roll a d6 to avoid d3 damage. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna need a 5. My leather cargo has got a 5 dice set, so I need to roll a 5 to avoid damage. Now I'll roll that again. 1. No, I don't. So I am down to 4 points of damage. I fought the Scythe Beast in the first room, Jeff, so probably the hardest foe, one of them anyway. So we're down to 4 health, and I'm kind of inclined. A lot of enemies do not do more than 4 points of damage. I'll be really unlucky to die. Okay. what I need to follow up on here is IAUT1. Here we go. I printed this out slightly larger as well to make it a bit easier for the screen. I like that room you just did. It got me last night too. Yeah, it's a bit wild. Oh, did I just put 2 damage, didn't I? It should be D3 damage. Let's just check this out. Let's check this out here. Sorry, folks. The designer brain. I thought I'd put the 2, just made it 2. Right, here we go. D3 damage. 2 points of damage. It's almost as if I knew it was coming. Okay, so it wants 2 damage. I can go there. Right, this table here. Let's have a look. What else could we encounter in this space? 32. Right, here we go. 32. You look down and see there are wheel tracks running through the room. You hadn't noticed them before. The strange thing is they just disappear near the exit. You bend down and see there is a substance here, perhaps left behind by the machine with wheels before it was lifted. Roll on substance table 1. Okay, so we will do that. And we will have to use my tablet for this. Decided I'm going to use a tablet, if those of you weren't here at the beginning of the stream. And we are going to use this because it basically, I don't want to print everything out all the time. Here we go, substance table. Don't want to print it out all the time, and it's going to be lots of versions coming up. So to keep it current, I thought I'd use the tablet. Here we go. 8. There is some expansion foam here. Right. Nice. Expansion foam. Right. So, interestingly, I am going to... at the moment, I don't have anything to carry this in. So what maybe expansion foam on the floor. I'm just going to make a note because I can't pick it up at the moment because it's just the foam and I haven't got any container. I haven't got any containers for that. The tablet of tables. Indeed, Zero Wolf. How are you doing, my friend? So this is another point. Start with a container. So we'll make a note in the starting equipment, and you start with maybe some a sample kit or some kind of plastic tubs, if you like, some Tupperware. I'm going to put it down here. Expansion foam. I can't write. There we go. So that's I think I will make a little update on that there. Okay. Neat. So there's some kind of strange tracks going through here, and they just stop at the exit. And there on the floor is some expansion foam. Fantastic. Right, now we have 2 corridors pointing up in the same direction here. They probably will interconnect. Let's have a look. We're going to go north here. Let's just give this a... Alright, so actually it is only 2x4, so it's another narrow corridor. Let's see how many... It's actually a dead end. Okay, so it's a dead end space. 1, 2, 3, 4. With no exits. What have we got here in this space? Let's make the corner chamfered. Silly me. And see, I will always forget that. Then I look at the sharp corners and think, oh, no, we need to chamfer them. Here we are. Just more sci-fi. Alright. what is in this space. And 14. Flux regulator. There are a series of panels on the wall here. A service drain is operating one. Oh, we haven't taken our... We've only got 4 health. Okay. It attacks. Okay, there are some panels on the wall here. Let's just put those in. Some panels. Okay. And a service drone. I'm going to write this sideways. They're not very strong. And I can fire because this room is not up against the outer hull. Here we go. Service drone. Now, anything after flux regulator. And there it goes. And defend yourself. If you survive, you can strip the panels. You find some cables and metal spikes. Okay, fantastic. Alright, so we'll double check that after. Let's bring my guy. Now he does a plummeting special. The service drone also takes D3 damage. Okay. So he can kill me if he rolls a plummeting barrage with a D6. And the drone plunges towards you. Floor. We missed the next round on the... Okay, so it has an interrupt on 1s and 3s, which don't affect mine. I'm going to shoot first, though. Let's not forget that. We've got his points on there. He's got 7 HP. It's slightly higher than I had anticipated, which is a bit of a bugger. If I take a hit, I'm probably going to have to use my medical stim. Bart, how are you doing? I think you do start with some kind of pouch, but yeah, I have not found any containers on the level. Could use more metal boxes or things strewn on the tables here and there. Yes, exactly. I have put, in the latest version, I put some more boxes and containers in the utility table. So, but yes, that is definitely that's one thing to change. Right, let's see here. We're in a bit of a sticky situation. Let's be honest. We have we've got 4 health. Medical stim gives me plus 10. Now, I don't think the stim takes you above your baseline. Let's just have a quick check here. Can exceed baseline. Right. So, bearing that in mind, I definitely would have taken that beforehand. So I'm going to do 14 on my health there. Okay. Remember they were testing. Daniel, cheers. Cheers, Toby. And need to head out now. Take care, my friend. I will catch up with you very soon. All right. So we have my guy here. We've got the round tracker going on here. No need for the shift adjustment die yet. 2 attacks. All right, so not straightforward. We're going 1-4, 1-4. Funnily enough, with 2 shift, I can go 2-3 with the spinning uppercut, which I will do. Thank you very much. And what have we got? What have we got? Come on. What? Oh boy. Okay. Let's take off the 2 health from there. Take it down to 5. That's the thing about these lower levels. You have to try and make sure you're not chipped away at. That is the thing you've got to worry about. Right, now this creature's attacking. Now, did it have any... It didn't block any of my attacks there. Now, one of its is the plummeting barrage does -1 damage on that. So that's good. My armor does... Yeah, I kind of thought about the stim going above the baseline was designed because there's less opportunity to heal yourself in this game, so you don't waste HP by giving yourself a boost. 4, 5. What has it got? It can do a. It's gonna. It can change this by 1, which is all it needs to do. 1 to 3, 5, allowing it to do an electric shock on me. All right, let's do it. It's D6 -3. No damage. I managed to earth myself. Don't take any damage. Very nice. Right, next go. 6, 2. I can shift that to the conductive pound. That's shifting this to 5. And using up 1 of my shift. Okay. So, D6 +1. Let's do it. Maybe I'll use this again. 3. So that's 4 damage. And that takes it down to 1. Okay. And then it has a second go. And it rolls a double 1. Nice. The drone plunges towards you but misses and hits the floor, taking 4 damage and exploding. So, dealt with without losing any health. Fantastic. Okay, let's have a look at this card. We have on here 13 XP, which it takes me up to 41. We're approaching the second level, which is good because because of that first fight with the scythe beast, got me quite a few XP. And we can roll on the salvage table, and that is SAVT1. Okay. SAVT1, here we are. 2d6. 6. You find a magnetic plate. You can attach it to your armor. I didn't try and shoot, did I? Damn. I forgot to shoot. That's going to happen. You can attach it to your armor. It reduces incoming damage by 3 from 1 hit and is destroyed. Very nice. Okay, so I am magnetic plate. Okay, let's put that on my list here. -3 damage mod. Nice. That's a one-off hit. I will decide when to use that. Kind of just put it onto my chest and it reduces the damage by 3. So that's going to be very, very useful. All right. So 1 service droid down, drone down. Right. I'm going to go up this, go back into these rooms here, and I'm going to go through this main central exit here. Let's have a look. Let's do this. Alright, so we have 3 by 5. And I think that this fits in nicely here. We're going to put this in here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many exits? 2 exits. Okay, we're going to have an exit up here Oh, I'm not doing doors. Someone's got to think about. Oh my god. All right, doors. Doors. Right, we're carrying on with the doors from now on. Someone remind me doors. Okay, we're going to go up here. Actually, I'm going to have the exit north. Just there, like that. And we'll check for types of doors that they are. Alright, so this... Oh, we're going to roll for the room first. And it will tell me. So what have we got? What room is this? 36. This is a fuel chamber. Riders on the Storm. Indeed. Fuel chamber. Fuel chamber. Now, what does this say about the fuel chamber? 4 large immovable vats here smell of fuel. There is a puddle of oil, 2 rags, and a metal tin. You search. As you search, an engorged gar appears and attacks. If you survive, roll on IAUT1. Okay, so we have some vats in the fuel chamber. 4 large vats. Let's just do some 4 vats here. Let's put a couple over this side. There we go. And we might have like a puddle of it there. All right. Now it also said a puddle of oil, 2 rags, and I'm gonna write them down now. 2 rags, a metal tin, but I would say that I'm gonna write oil on there. That I haven't got anything to carry the oil. I think that's a fair statement in this particular time. And as you search, there's engorged gar. I'm just going to write gar. Now, I have been informed that this is a type of fish as well, which I think is fantastic. This engorged gar is a beastie we've got to face. They are pretty weak, I would say. They're one of the weaker vermin on the level. Here we go, kind of bloated fish-like cat that we're going to just wipe out. Now, I am going to shoot this time. See what we can do. He's got 3 HP. And let's get a shot in. Let's do it. Right, so I've got my pistol here. All right, so each weapon has got a card. In the beginning, you've got some kind of standard type military issue weapons, and those are kind of basic in a way, but yet effective. And then as you go into the ship, you will encounter alien weapons, and the ones that you kind of recognize the use that you can use, there are cards for those as well. So I've already come up with ideas for anyway. 2 weapons for the next level, and then maybe depending on what is based in the level, there will be other weapons as well. But there'll be different types of weapon and different types of ammo you have to find for those. Okay. 1 minute. I think number 3 is trying to contact. If she hasn't message you, then you want to check. She's just probably messaging me directly. Alright, it's one of my daughters asking for a lift. My wife's going to go and do it. Okay, good. Right, so this is the gun. Right, now, to hit, I've got to roll. My marksmanship is 6. I've got to roll 6 or under on 2d6. Okay? Damn it. I fail. The GAR has no... it has no long range weapon of any type. So he... incidentally, I use up one of the ammo as well on that. So ammo's down to 11. There's a new section to record your ammo for your gun here. Right, so he just flops into combat, and combat proceeds as normal. If it had a ranged weapon, he could have fired back. If it's, it would list a marksmanship rating for this creature, and if it was lower than mine, then it would aim to go into combat. If it was higher, it would try and keep firing. Okay, here we are. My attack first. Shouldn't take much to get rid of this creature. Alright, 3, 1. Okay. I've just 1 off on... I could do 1, but I need 2 for that, and my shift is 2. Right, I miss. It also misses. On that, it can't shift out of those ones, so round 2. 5, 1, I can shift to the conductive pound, which I do, and I do 5 plus 1, which is 6 damage, and it is killed. It's only got 3 HP. These are the weakest creatures in the game, and they're more kind of there for you to be able to shoot and kill more than anything. That's partly their role. Right, there's no ammo, there's no loot with this one, but I do get 4 XP, 45 there. And you could argue, why have such a weak character? Well, it's partly because it's attrition, dungeon or dark hulk attrition. If you face a lot of these and one occasionally hits, you just get a little bit weaker. Okay, it just chips away. Splat, indeed, says Mark. There you go. Right, so there was another table to roll on here in the fuel fuel regulator. No, sorry, the fuel chamber. Roll on IAU1, which is the bigger table here. And roll on here. 24. Okay, you notice one of the wall panels is open. You carefully look in and find a small hydroponics bay. There are 2 plants growing here. You gather enough for 2 parts of a ration. While you're distracted, you do not notice a Cyclops drone either. Enter. You turn and must defend yourself. A Cyclops drone. Okay, so I've gone over to the wall. There's a panel, and inside there's some plants. So we need to test whether those are edible first. I think I'll do that quickly before we go into... Hey, Matt, good to see you. Yeah, this is Sneaky Testers live stream. So we've got a Cyclops drone. It's going to write Cyclops there like that. And we'll get those out. I'm going to just roll for the edible test here. Cyclops drones are actually just the maintenance drones. They clean the floors and keep things running smoothly. Now there's 2 alien plants as well. And I'm going to roll. Now there is a rule in here. So let's just go back up to the beginning. Just trying to find. Where is it? Looking forward to getting the latest version of the table to the table on Friday. Fantastic. Well, there will be the 0.74 will be live for Friday. Okay, 7.3 is live at the moment, and it's got most of the major updates that I did recently. So you'd be good if you decide to go with that one. But here we go. Rations 26. Let's go there. Right. For example, he finds available some identifying edible foods. Roll a d6. 1 to 2. The organic matter is inedible and cannot be used. Okay. Let's do it. Both are edible. 2 edible. Now that might be useful because I have lost a ration already. That makes up 2/3 of a ration. So kind of like pulled it out, and there's some like glowing pink leaves, and there's another one that's kind of dark green with orange veins running through it. And I've picked those, and I've looked and analysed them. Yes, they're edible. They taste funny, but they're edible. Okay, but behind me, just while I'm so occupied with looking at these leaves, these alien leaves, in trundles this Cyclops drone, and he's like, what the hell are you doing here? He doesn't actually say that. He's got this big hose thing that he lashes, and so what we've got is we have the Cyclops down there. He has 4 HP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire at this. We're using my pistol here, and I need a 6 or lower to hit, and I do hit. So I turn around, he's there, draw my gun, fire. That's the yeah, and I do. How much damage do I do? That's the question. 1 point of damage. God damn it. Now he has a laser beam, and he's going to use that, and then we're going to commence with some hand-to-hand combat. Right, let's go to my gun there. He needs 5 or lower and misses. Kind of shoots past me. Hand-to-hand combat. Let's do it. I spent some ammo there. I roll a 3-4. I can use 2 shifts to 2-3, which gives me a d6 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, which takes it down to -2. Oh, no, wrong one. -2. There. Fantastic. So I just I completely bash it, knock it over. The Cyclops is destroyed. I get 5 XP. And in the process, I bend over this. I'm kind of like, right, I'm going to see if there's anything I can salvage here in this contraption. And to do that, I need to roll on the salvage table, which is down here. Did I miss it? Probably. There we go. Salvage table. Why did that just... Here we are. 7. There is a shock emitter node. Attach it to your melee weapon. It gives +5 damage for one successful hit, one-time use. Okay, so very much like the metallic plate, this one affects your weapon. So I am going to, sorry, there we go. Write that down. Shock emitter. So when it hits, it kind of emits a shock. Clues in the name. +5 damage, one hit. All right, fantastic. Thankfully, the hose lash didn't get me that turn. Okay, so done a bit of salvage. The drones are coming in. We've had four combats so far. Not bad. Let's have a look here. I thought about it. Right. Okay, let's move on. So I think I might go back, just track back here. Although in here we had some oil, we can't take the oil, so we've got to figure out. I've made a little note there. You can use oil to make grenades, oil bombs. I think they're called something like that. Right, let's see where this one's going. We've got a 2x4. That fits in nicely in here. How many exits? There's 2 exits, but there can only be 1 with this setup. So 2, 3, 4. And put the chamfered corner in here. We'll go straight up like that. Okay. Right. What is this room? Let's do it. Level 1. Rooms. 65. Okay, it's a loading bay. There is a long robotic arm here for lifting. It hovers above a crate. Make a -3 technical check. Right, so your skill checks have changed. They now, when you're asked to do it, there will often be a modifier before the words coding check or technical check, and you apply that minus to your roll, making the checks easier. Of course, if it's a +3, it makes it very hard. Those will be for when you're in lower levels. So it will adjust. It allows a bit of leeway, and it makes it a bit easier given certain circumstances. Because before, it was too hard. Sir Meal, how are you doing? Well, guess I have to go and back this. Be right back. Thank you. It is, we're doing late pledges at the moment. Appreciate that. Okay. So, let's do loading bay. So, the loading bay was something I thought, right. So, although that's in the middle of a level, this is the first level, so there may be access from above that's loading it down into this area. Okay, so we do have a robotic arm. I'm going to have it attached to the wall here, like so, and that goes in there like this, and then we have kind of like pincers there, and there's a crate here. Now, it says, make a technical check. If successful, use the arm to smash the crate open. Roll twice on utility. Table 1. Loading bay. Add if successful. Okay, so we just want to add in that if successful. You only get to roll twice on the utility if you do a successful check. So my technical skill is 3. So I need to roll on 2d6 because it's -3. I need to roll a 6 or lower to make this check. And I can use the robotic arm. I hack it, and by hacking that, I will also complete a specific task, which will give me some, maybe it'll be a code. Here we go. Oh, yes. 3. Okay. Fantastic. So I also cracked a code, which gives me a specific task. I'll tick that off there. Once that goes, then I will, and I get to roll twice on utility. Once I've got 4 of those, I can gain a point to my my coding skills. Right. Okay. Now, utility table. Let's get this table up here. Here. All right. So, as you can see, Jeff, on here, I've got some additional containers as well. So let's just move that down a little bit there. Have some. So 9. There's a reel of strong wire here and a cloth pouch. Okay. Reel of strong wire and a cloth pouch. And 7. There's electrical parts. And some metallic tape. Now, these, metallic tape, for example, is used in creating grenades. Pouch, obviously holding things. Strong wire could be used for a number of things. So there's some useful little things in that crate that I've managed to salvage thanks to passing that technical skill. There we are. Right. Awesome. Did it say anything else on that particular room? The loading bay. No, that is it. Oh, security doors. Right. So we forgot to do the doors before, didn't we? Security doors. So these have, I think the symbol for that is that one there. So to check whether these doors are locked, we're going to just show you on here. Checking doors, 21. Okay, let's roll a die. Let's see if they're locked. 1, no. So we're good. Unlocked. Right, so we can go through here. I'm going to proceed up this corridor. Let's do that. Up straight up here. So it's actually it's 5 wide and 1 across with 3 exits. All right, so it skirts along here. Actually, we're gonna expand it out that way as well. Now, unfortunately, we can only do 2 exits with this one. So we're gonna have go right up to the end there, and have an exit there, and chamfer the corner. Why the hell not? I might just do some colouring in as well, or maybe some shading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You kind of exits leading off the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll have a room that maybe runs off this way up this side of the. I'm just gonna shade it, put a bit of shade in. I feel like cross hatching is more dungeony. It's gonna go with a bit of a shade, so you can see the room layout a bit more clearly on the screen there. And then that one. In case you're wondering, this is a 0.5 pencil. We could do some more, but that will probably do for the moment. Just do this bit. Okay, that makes it much clearer. A little bit in the corner. And it's very tempting. Will there be any checks done in Void that you need to roll doubles like you did for spells? Yes, there is. When you roll to fire, if you roll a double, then you have to roll on the weapon table, which I don't think I did. So on each weapon, there's a special little table, almost like casting a spell or a scroll. So roll a d6 if your shot roll is a double, okay? And each gun has a different table, and they have different effects based upon their reliability and that sort of thing. Indicates that something may have happened with the gun, and often it just says nothing's happened. So yes, right there, that's a bit clearer. Right, so nothing in those corridors, but we are going to go this way along this little edge here. So to the east, 3 by 3, and that is a double. So we roll, and we've got 8 by 3. So 8 by 6. So it's just going to be 6 high and 3 across, because that's all can fit in here. How many exits? 0. It's a dead end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is in this space? The layout has been compact in this so far. Let's give it a chamfer up there. There we go. And then this means, I can write it in next to it there. Can colour this bit in. Right, what is in this room? Let's have a look. "66. Electrical barrier. There is an electrical barrier across this room. To pass, make a successful -4 technical check." So there's a space there where it shouldn't be. Just making a note of that. Okay, failure means you did not realign the emitters and cannot pass. You may try twice. Okay. So I think that is fixing a machine, and if we can pass this test. So the irony is, right, there's nothing to pass it to. So we've got a barrier. So it doesn't really matter if this is a electrical barrier. And I think what I'll do with this one is whatever I then roll on the interrupts table is beyond the barrier, if it makes sense, if you see what I mean. So I will try and instantly all the rooms, all the doorways, archways here, we've got no exits. So we've got electrical barrier. So this is a separate thing, Jeff. So this is not the doorways with barriers, I think is what you're referring to. Okay, so I'm going to try and do the test. It's a -4 test, which means I need 7 because my technical skill is 7. So can I roll a 7 on this dice? I can try it twice. Usually you can only try once. 7, I do. I managed to bring down the barrier. Now for me, that is fixing a machine. I'm going to put that as fixing a machine. Maybe a little bit liberal with these things. And we will see what happens behind the barrier, so to speak. All right, 36. You notice that there is a service hatch here. You open it and see it leads back to a previous room, unless this is the first room. Draw on your map a narrow corridor that follows along the outside of the room's wall back to the previous adjacent room, which you pick. This is an additional exit. Okay, so we have a barrier. Now, ironically, I've obviously filled everything in here, but the only way I think it's going to work is if I put in here a little service tunnel. So this was a dead end, but I'm going to add the little service tunnel in here. And that leads, it isn't beyond the barrier, that doesn't quite work out. But it's just a little service tunnel that goes in there. I guess it kind of makes it a bit more sci-fi access, you know, that sort of thing. Now, if you were blooded, or stunned, rather than go back all that way, if you wanted to get to this room, you could use the service tunnel. But we're not going to. So we're going to leave it like that. Okay. Alright, going to go back this way. And we're going to go through this room here. I've got no conditions, so tracking back through these rooms is not an issue. So what I might just go, actually I might go left here on this room. Let's go left, west. We've got a 2x3. Alright, so that makes sense, so we can just put it into the middle. How many exits? Let's do it. 3 exits. Alright, well we're not going to fit 3 in, but we can squeeze in an exit at the top here. We can squeeze a corridor maybe down the wall here, because we'll obviously have to squeeze it in, and I will do that. And we've got one going up here, like so. All right, what is in this room? Let's have a look. Yeah, I do actually like having these printed out like this. It's much easier. The doors. Yes, we'll check the doors. Thank you. On here when we roll it. 66. What was that before? Electrical barrier. It's the same. It's another electrical barrier. Okay. We've got another electrical barrier here. Alright, this time we can't proceed through. The doors are archways, so we're good. And we've got a little console panel here. And we need to make a test. It's -4. We do it. 7. We pass the test. And we can proceed through to the next level and roll on IAUT1. We get 31, because there is a wall-mounted machine here that has been taken apart. The pieces lay strewn around. It seems to be a medical device. If you make a successful -3 technical check, you manage to put it back together. If fixed, the machine can scan and treat you to restore your HP to baseline. One-time use. Right. Okay. So we have a machine all over the place here. Okay, strewn about behind the barrier, which we've now gone through, and it's a basically this will heal me up. So if I can do this, I get 1 attempt. It's a -3 technical check, so I need to roll a 6 or lower. If I succeed, the drone will be there for when I need to go back and have my health restored to the baseline. And you can only do that if you stay on this level. 3! Look at that. I'm rolling low. Fantastic. So we fix a machine there. That's another task. Done. And specific skills. And that then is all fixed. What was this room called again? This is an electrical barrier. Going to put barrier there. Nice. All right. As I said, the doors are fine. We're just going to move on. We're going to try this room down here. This is going to be a corridor because it's only going to be 1 wide. It depends what we get on the y-axis. So look, 5. Okay, it would be 6 by. So we're going to put a corridor in here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many exits? 2 exits. All right, so we're going to go 1. I'm going to put an exit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it then goes out at the top. And there's a room in there. So nothing, so to speak, but we can check this room out here. We will do that. This seems to naturally connect up. Let me just put a bit of shading in here. There we are. Okay, nothing in the corridor, so let's roll for this room here. We have a 2 by 3 small room. Okay, so that is a small room. Let's put this, we're on the small room table. Naturally, how many exits? 3 exits. All right, so we've already got exits on those 2 sides, so we can't do that there, but we can put in an exit. I'm going to put an exit here and an exit here, and Chamfer the corners. There we go. So this is probably going to connect up to these spaces here. Getting a nice little layout here. It's really, really cool. All right. So what is this small room? So a small room obviously involves a different table. Let's have a look here. Got to go to level 1. Large rooms, small room. All right. Let's have a little look. All the exits are archways. Here we go. 8. Bulkhead. There is a large metal bulkhead protruding into the empty space. It is scratched and dented as if something lost control. There is some oil pooled at the base. Okay, so not much going on in that space. So we've got a bulkhead. I'm going to draw like a nice big bulkhead going into here. Look at that. That's all scratched. And there is a pool of something next to it. Oil. Who knows what went wild there? One of the ancient service droids that are in the ship, maybe. Just going to put bulk there. Alright, so it's tempting. I might go into this room here. Let's do that. Ooh. It's 1 wide and 2 high. Okay. So it's just a corridor. Let's do the chamfer in here. Alright. So it doesn't connect up to that room. It's going up this way. We can in fact add an extra 1 onto that. You can add an exit square onto a corridor like that if you want to. Here we go. So I'm going to do this room up here. I've gone on the corridor. What the hell's going on here? 2 by 2 is a double. So it is 6 by 5, which is 30, which is not quite big enough. 6 by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could encompass all of these exits by 5. How many exits does it have? 3. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. 3 exits. You kind of always want to be able to have a way forward. If you really wanted to, you could make it awkward to go forward and cut off exits, and you ultimately end up potentially stopping short, and then you'd have to incorporate a secret door into the setup. Now, I can't remember whether I actually put any rules in for that, but you really don't. You want to try and fill as much as possible, because if you end up with you want to try and cover 75% of the floor at least, so that you can gain enough experience and items to survive on the following levels. So it's in your interest to try and keep it as busy as possible. 1, 2, 3. Going to put an exit. Let's put one further up. 4, 5, and then we've got 1 exit over here. So we're going to put 1 going up here. And that's filling out very nicely. Just give these a bit of shading. No, the corridors are archways. So that's just how it is at the moment, I believe. All right, a bit of shading. What is this room that we have here? Just going to shade this bit in. It's going to be something that's going to go in there. Just checking, as I don't remember seeing anything that says that. Yeah. I'll check. I'll double check that, Mark. It's a good point. Thank you. Right. Okay, so what is this room? This lovely room that fits in so neatly in this little arrangement here. Okay. Right. $21. Monitoring vault. There is a locked external hatch here. Next to it is a glass chamber containing plant remains. Make a -3 coding check. If successful, roll on ABIT1 as you open the door and examine the plant. Right, this has got security doors. Monitoring vault. Okay. Let's write this here. Monitoring vault. So there's a locked external hatch here that fits in nicely because this is on the Hulk, on the Hulk's outer hull here, which is perfect. There's some stuff there. Gonna put a few other panels around. One there with some dials on it. Okay. Make a coding check. If successful, roll on ABI1T. Let's do it. And incidentally, these rooms here, if you came from the opposite direction via a room, it would be a door. It would have a door check. Yeah, if it's in a room, yeah. Right, so this here is the monitoring vault. It has security doors. Okay. What did I do as the symbol for security doors? Let me just double check that. This will be on the bookmark, the symbols, but did I put them in? I think I put them in the bottom of a page somewhere. Hope I did anyway. Here we go. Security door is the black one, actually. So yes, that is correct. There are no bio-coded doors on this first level. It's not really the domain of a sentient species. Yeah, I mean, I need to look at that. You're right, you guys. You're not wrong. Okay, so this does have security doors, so I'm going to need to check these. To see if we can exit via those. Or a security door, Jeff, it might be enter. Okay. Right, so we need to do the check. So it's quite a large room for not having much going on, isn't it? It's a shame, really. But that's how the cookie crumbles. And what did I roll again? What do I put there? Maintenance vault. Monitoring vault, it should be. Silly me. So they're basically monitoring the biomatter. Talahar! Oi, oi, I'm at work. I'm sorry about that. It's a kind of it's an impromptu stream, but it's just for me to sort of focus in on doing a bit of testing. Basically, I'll do my normal stream on Thursday. Right, so it's a -3. I need to roll 6 or lower, and I've been really lucky with these so far. Wow! I passed the test, which allows me to roll on the AB1T. So I cracked the code on that one. That's pretty damn cool. Okay. So we need to find the alien biomatter table, which is here. Let me in to my iPad, please. Okay. Here we are. Alien biomatter. 7. There are some soft nutrient bladders here. Ooh. Soft nutrient bladders. Let's put that down here. Are they edible? 1 to 2 means they're not. They are. Edible. So that means I could use, I have got here 2 edible plant matter and soft nutrient bladders. I could put those together and make 1 ration. So that's good backup. An alien delicacy. They will have a function. Those as you move through the game, there'll be a reason for needing soft nutrient bladders, maybe to appease some type of animal. Okay, fantastic. So let's check this door here. If it's a 5 or 6, then it is locked. So let's do this one here, and it's unlocked. We will go through there into this space, and it is 1 by 4. It's a longish corridor. How many exits? 1 exit. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put the exit going north here. I'm going to add it on the end here like this, like so. And chamfer the corners just like so, like that. All right, I'm very tempted to go back this way and put something in here. So we'll go in here and go back through here. Do I have anything to collect the oil with yet? No, nothing as yet. I've got my defensive. I've got the plate and the shock emitter to put onto my armor or weapon, so I've got to remember to use those. Right, here in this space, this one here, going there. Ooh, 1 by 6. So it's just a straight corridor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many exits? 1 exit. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chamfer the top. Okay, and we'll have the think I might just make it a dead end here, which fits in very neatly with this, and put the exit here. Like so. Very neat. So for some reason it's a service tunnel. There's maybe a panel at the end here, and it has to go there because it accesses some circuitry within the wall. So opposite here maybe help the maintenance and that sort of thing. Alright, so let's go back to this space here and roll for this room here. Okay, so we've got 3 by 6, which with how many exits? 0 exits. Okay, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just give those a bit of a chamfer. Nice. So we have got a kind of a bit of a completionist feel here to this central area. We have another dead end room, which, you know, isn't that easy to roll. So we've had a fair few dead ends. Like that there. And what is in this space though? That is the question. And we've got these shaded areas, as we realize the only way is up. Okay, I'm going to just do these. Gives it a much more of a kind of easier visual. Okay. Now, what is this room? I could leave a little bit of a rubbing there so I can write that in. Okay, what have we got in this level 1's room? Alright, here we go. 41. Alright. Dissipation hall. All the exits are archways. The walls here are scorched. In one is a black hole that begins to glow red. You feel the air heating up. You must run for the exit. Roll a d6 and add your shift. On a 6 or lower, you are singed and lose d3 hit points. Health points, as the case may be. Alright. Dissipation room. This is where they dissipate some of the heat from the engines. Should be hall, but I put room. So there's like this conduit almost that comes out here, and it's radiating heat into this space. And kind of comes out like that. Right, we need to roll a d6. Add your shift. On a 6 or lower, you are singed and lose d3. So I'm in there examining, and suddenly it starts to heat, and I'm going to run for one of these exits. Here we go. On a 6 or lower, I lose d3. Here we go. 2 HP I've lost from being in that room. Okay, so that is heat coming out here. Now that, if you had to go back through that room, then you would ultimately have to make that same check again. All right. Okay. Indoor sauna. You said it, man. Absolutely. That sounds good. Right, I'm going to go back up here. I can go through that door because it was open. I'm going to go up. Now we kind of filled in that space there. And we've got a 2 by 4. All right, how many exits? 3 exits. All right then. So we got 2 by 4. So it's 2 across and 4 up. Let's give it a bit of a chamfer there. So we're going to do, let's bring it up a little bit there and then put an exit there. 1, 2, 3, 4. An exit here. And an exit there. Wow, so it's very much a junction. 2 by 4 is 8, so it is a normal size room. Alright, let's try that. Normal room. Let's roll. Another electrical barrier. Okay, so I have to do another check. I've passed every single check so far. And it's a barrier here. So we've had like 1, 2, 3 electrical barriers. Definitely very much a theme. So I've got a -4 technical check. I need a 7 or lower. Oh, just about get it. I just about get it. Okay, breaks down. I leave myself a coding one this time. We are getting very close to gaining a coding point. Right. So, what were the doors? There are archways in this, so it's fine. And then we roll on IAUT1, of course. What is going on here? 65. There is a discarded pack here. It is of human design, and you can only think it was left here by one of the previous volunteers. You search through it and find a weapon repair kit and a cartridge. Roll on GACT1. There is also a length of climbing rope here, which is considered a large item. Ooh, that is sweet. Okay, so we got some climbing rope. Put that in the large items section up here. Very nice. A weapon repair kit. Very useful, considering some weapons, when you roll double, they may get damaged, and then you need a weapon repair kit to be able to use them. Thank you for being here, Nigel. Thank you for being here. You take care, my friend. And then roll on GACT1. All right. So that is... Let me just check here. 61. And that is here. And it's a type of gas. Now, you can gather gases together to make up stims. You've got a stim dock, which you can put the gases into, and then create your own stims you can inject yourself with. Okay, so 6, tremulous gas cartridge. Now these go on your small items because they can be damaged and lost. We were thinking about having a separate section for them, but I kind of like, when I do random, I just kind of like put my pen down it and click on it, and it could be one of those that gets lost. So that's good. That goes towards my collection of gas cartridges for later use. In fact, we can even have a look on here just to show you. Let's get, here we are. Stims table. This shows you a range of different stims that you can make and how they have different effects. And for example, if I found a Intemious gas canister here, I've got my tremulous. I could combine them to make a momentum stim, which can be +1 free attack in the second round of 1 combat. So before combat, and then not the first hit but the second hit, you get an extra attack. So second round, if you like. So that's just one example. We'll collect them together still. All right. So that was beneficial. So that was there's a discarded pack. It's a discarded pack. We'll put that on the map. Why not? And we only got to that because we got the barrier down. Discarded pack. There's some bits hanging out of it there. Fine. The Cyclops drone hadn't been round at that point to tidy up that area. Right. So let's go this way here. Kind of filling in this area here feels like the final zone. So we'll get this explored on this side. Ooh, we've got a 4x6. So that goes actually all the way. How many exits? 2 exits. All right. So we could actually make it 1 exit. We could go. That's 4, 5, 6 with a chamfer, and we'll go 1. And I'm going to put an exit down this way. So it's in the corner of the level. It's up against the hull, so you can't fire. And we're then left with this space here to add in a room. Right, this is a normal size room. But no large rooms, is interestingly. Let's have a look here. What room do we have? 16. Docking station. The walls here are lined with wire mesh. A machine sits in the centre. You can try and work out its purpose. Make a -4 technical check. If successful, roll on machine 1. Otherwise, you're unsure. Roll a on IAUT. Okay, so quite a bit going on here. We've got some kind of machine sitting in the middle here. It's got some bits and pieces running over it. We don't quite know what it does. It's got some cogs and bits and pieces. We need to make a check. Get 1 attempt at it. Let's write in here what the room is. 16 docking station. Put that like that. Okay, machine in the middle. I forgot about the rule where you can't fire a weapon on borders of how I think I put some holes in the ship. Yeah, that's one rule to get used to. I can't fire in this particular room because it's up against the hull. Yeah, that's going to be one that people forget for sure. You've got the machine in the middle, and the walls are lined with wire mesh. Now, if I had some, I'm going to put that like that. It's a bit haphazard. That will do. And if I had some clippers or something like that, I feel justified to be able to take some of that wire meshing. -4 technical check, so I need a 7 or lower. And I do it again. Wow. Okay, if successful, roll on the Mac table. Let's do it. This is the Mac table, big Mac table. It's a D6. 2. The machine is a material sorter. It clanks into life and ejects a small tray of usable components, gain, mechanical parts and electrical parts. Then the machine jams permanently. Okay, sweet. It's throwing out different bits of machine. Kind of gets a bit more crazy. All right, so we get some mechanical parts. And electrical parts. Now these can be sold as well. Maybe a gun you can set to stun and get a free melee attack if you hit. Stun gun could be used in any room. Well, we've got... Yeah, exactly. You're probably right. If you hit, roll a d6. On a 6, the target is stunned and cannot fire or attack in the first melee round. So that's the Des Stunner. But they could have a special on the weapons here that says you can be used in rooms of the outer hull. So you're right. There's an option built. There's a thing built into the guns there that might allow for that, Jeff. So I hear what you're saying. Good call. All right. So we've got that mechanical parts, and then did it say anything else after that? Docking station. Roll on IAUT1. All right, let's do that. Here we go. 5-2. An automatic carrier trundles into the room. It's not a sentient robot or threat. It stops, and the lid opens to reveal an alien artifact. Roll on AART1. It allows you to take it, and the lid slides shut as you drives off. You can smash the carrier and roll twice on GACT1, but must also roll on level 1 patrol table. Oh, God. Okay. Right, I think I'm in a pretty good position. So in trundles, this carrier, like it's just carrying, it wanders around. It's like a Amazon delivery. It's delivered a artifact to me. So I'm gonna take it, and I want the gas canisters. Yes, an alien artifact. So I want the gas canisters because I want to be able to make up stims. Here we go. 2d6. Alien artifact. 7. Ossified pipe. This is a cluster of pale bone-like tubes fused together that faintly whisper in the air. Once per Dark Hulk level, when you face a biological enemy, you may use this and they wander off, never to be seen again. It is worth 45 gold coins. 45 credits, as the case may be. That is very nice indeed. So I'm going to write this on here. Ossified pipe. So I get to null and void one attack, biological attack averted. Once per level. That's very, very good. 45 credits that's worth. Alright. That's pretty powerful. Alright. Okay. So that's in the little alien artifacts section. You can put other artifacts there you find that aren't necessarily on the artifacts table. It just serves well as a space to quickly access. All right. Aztec death whistle, kind of, but it doesn't kill them. Just kind of numbs them and they wander off. Go and bash their heads against a wall somewhere. Very neat, but it's not quite over there because I have a decision to make. So What did I roll? Oh my god, I can't remember. Automated carrier. Yes. Right, if I attack that, I can extract some gas canisters out of it. But I've got to roll on the patrol table. We're going to do it. I'm going to get the canisters, roll on the canisters. And hopefully get some useful gas. Maybe we'll be able to make up a stim in the camo tent before we go to the next level. Not that one. This one. 5 Kalanian gas and 4 Salvatius gas. Okay. Let's write those down. Kalanian gas cartridge and a Salvatius gas cartridge. Alright, so with those so far, so I've got a C-A, an S and a T. C-A-S and a T. C-A-S and a T with an Intemius gas. I would be able to make cerebral boost, +1 technical and +1 coding for 1 room. You could use it when you have to make a test. Alright, okay. Alright. Fantastic. Right, now we've got to roll on the patrol table because we've smashed the machine, and we have a patrol table here. 2d6. We don't want it high. It gets harder. It's high. Here we go. 11. Flamer drone. A flamer drone appears and attacks. Okay, these could be pretty tough. These flamer drones. Here's the racket. I'm taking my time. And of course, sends in a flamer drone. Alright, flamer drone. Quite a bit has happened up in this room. Flamer drone has 10 HP. Okay. Alright. Get your marshmallows out. Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty tough, this one. Okay. Char-grilled Logan Rogers. I think so. Right, let's try this. Right, I'm going to shoot this bugger. Right, so let's roll. He does actually have a flamer, so he's going to shoot back. And I need to roll. I am going to use my Now, do I use one of my items or shall I quit before the combat? Magnetic plate, -3 damage mod. No, I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to leave it. First death for me was the last room on the level against 2 of these things. Exactly. There is one room where you have to face 2, so that's pretty mean. Hopefully this being 1, I should be alright. We will see, won't we? Okay, I'm going to shoot. And I miss. God damn. Alright. It's going to shoot. It needs 6 or lower. And it hits doing D3 -3 damage. Oh, man. Oh! What a way to start. 9 down to 9, 3 damage. The flame catches me completely. My clothes burst into flames. I'm like trying to stop it from setting my hair alight. Not that this character's got any hair, to be honest. Just my beard. Right, round 1. Round 1. 1, 5. Nope, I cannot do it. He's got 2. He's got 3, 6, and a 6, 3. 6, 2. Right, so he cannot do that. He cannot shift either. My go. All right, 4, 6. 4, 6. Oh, man. Can't shift it to that. No. Here's a go. 4, 1. No, he can't shift it either. So we're both swinging at each other this first round. That's the first time we've had a round where we haven't had a hit. 3, 3. Yep, I can shift that to this spinning uppercut. Let's do that. And it's 6 damage. Very nice. We'll take that. It's down to 4. Okay. Right, its turn. 4, 2. It can't do it. It can't do it. It's got 6, 2. It would need 2 shift. It's got 1 shift. So it doesn't hit me there. We go up to round 4. And fingers crossed, this will end swiftly now. He says, jinxing himself. 5, 1. I can shift that to a conductive pound, which is a D6. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm not checking. Has it got... It can do 5s. Okay. So we did the spinning. It does 2s as well. So before... I did 5 damage. It should actually be... So it's actually on 5. Here we go. This is for the damage. 1 plus 1. So it's 1 damage because it blocks some of it. So it's down to 4. Not looking so sweet after all. Okay, its turn. 1, 1. Mishap. One of the drone's coolant tanks explodes, blowing it sideways. It loses 5 HP, which is enough to destroy it. Spins out of control, fire splurging everywhere as it smashes into the wall and explodes. Fantastic. How cool is that? Right. So, I am spectacular indeed. So, I get 18 XP, which is great. 68 on that. It's killed it. It did, basically. It killed itself. But I still get the XP. So, we have a salvation table and a can of oil. So, just the very makeup of it. It's got, like, cans and compartments, and there's a can of oil. And we roll on the salvage table as well. Even on a spaceship, things need burning. All right. So we have got the salvage table, which is back this way. Here we go. 2d6. 7. There's a shock emitter node, so that clearly needs to... We need to rejig the salvage table. Because that's kind of like a bit too powerful for a 7. It needs to be kind of a more... Just a solid item. And I feel like I did rejig this. So that should be up maybe higher, lower frequency, and these items up here should be lower. So I will rejig that table. So you don't get the 2 good items. It was in a really sealed container, Mark. Okay, we'll do the emitter. We will take that times 2, but next time it's going to be harder to find that. Okay, sorted. Yeah, we could. There will definitely be other salvage tables. So as with the guns, there'll be a salvage table for higher level drones, I should imagine. But you know, we'll see. Probably will be the case. I need to rejig that so that you don't get those items too easily. All right. So we've just basically done it. We rolled on the patrol table, and we are going to go down to this room here. In fact, I think what we'll do is we will. I think we'll leave it there. Actually, my voice is going a little bit. We've had a good long session. I don't quite know how long we've been going. How long have we been streaming today? An hour, over an hour. That's fine for a bit of a playtest. What we'll do is on Thursday we'll carry on with this and finish the level off, and then we can have a recap and have a look at what the level involved. I'll also on Thursday after that we can go over. We can also go maybe look at the rules a bit more carefully. Maybe even start another run with a different colour, with a different character. Maybe split up the salvage tables so that some drones are on one table and others are on a different table. Yeah, quite possibly. We'll see. Maybe. Loving this. Be happy to get it back to the table Friday. Fantastic. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for your suggestions, guys. I've got a little pad here of stuff which I will go over tomorrow. And yeah, so there you have it. There's a little bit of play testing. We're definitely going to do another one, another level. Just a few things, and I'm in the process of working on level 2 at the moment. So we'll have 2 levels pretty damn quickly. Brilliant. Okay. So if you do want to test Void, email Toby at drgames.co.uk, and we will. I will send you through the file link for that, so you can download it. If you've made it this far, which is fantastic, if you have, thank you. Why not click the thumbs up? And if you haven't got the bell clicked already, and hopefully you're a subscriber, then you know do that bit as well. That'd be fantastic. Guys, always a pleasure. I appreciate this was a bit of an unusual time to stream, but I wanted to get a couple in this week. It gives me kind of focus to test it, because otherwise I get kind of dragged into emails, correspondence, or just generally designing and writing. So this is a great way for me to do it, and I'll try and do more if I can. So guys, take care. I will see you very soon.